Good afternoon, wonderful Workato community, and welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here steaming through day 2 of our live coverage on theCUBE. My name is Savannah Peterson. Delighted to be bringing in the best stories from both the customer side as well as the internal culture side with the one and only Rob Strechay. Rob, this has been such a fun show.
It has. I think it's been such a good mix of Workatos, Workatians. I know. We'll have to find out the term. The customers and the partners. It's just the energy has been fantastic. I think that, again, it was just learning about how their journey has evolved with Workato has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it has. And speaking of fun, our next guest is definitely going to be fun. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We're really excited you're here. So much to talk to you about. Before we get rolling, talk to me about your shirt.
Oh, I gotta save the best part for last. It's the exciting time. Workato is like really moving into the agentic space, but agents are kind of new and confusing. They can do magic for you. They can help get real things done, but also everybody's sort of figuring out how to build them and what can they do for me. So this is Dewey. So Dewey is our new mascot to celebrate agents, celebrate our genies, our name for agents, and it's just a fun way to kind of celebrate the moment we're in and. Tech can be kind of scary for people that are new. This AI stuff's got a lot of mumbo jumbo terminology. So we're just trying to make sure everybody feels like they're welcome here. Everybody feels like they can participate. And Workato and Dewey is here to help them get AI done.
Is Dewey named Dewey because you can Dewey so much with Workato?
The lines write themselves.
Yeah. I love that. But the reason I wanted to bring that up is I think that's actually really fundamental to your culture is this sense of welcoming. And Rob and I were on a call with Joe and the team last week, 2 weeks ago, and we learned about the genie nomenclature, and we love it. It's so nice because I think it makes it feel really approachable and not sterile. And I don't know, there's a whole conversation around that. You and I are both big developer fans, and we love that community. I can imagine that your wonderful Workato culture creeps out into the developers that get to use your platform as well.
You know what I love about it? Workato offers, after a decade, a ton of value to our customers, and it offers something powerful for every kind of user. You could be an expert integration architect and do magic with Workato, or you could be in RevOps and have one problem you want to solve, and Workato can solve your problem. And in fact, in the Genie demos, most of those Genie demos, actually all those Genie demos were people in the business that helped build them, and they solved their problems, like Patricia's problems and Maria's problems in revenue ops, and Rishi's problem in challenges in lead generation. So Workato really helps go all the way out to those business users that have the problems, make the technology not so mystifying and complex, and let them actually just get great stuff done and automate their business, and now add Agentic and genies on top.
Go for it.
No, I mean, I think I think what really hits me as well, and I know you had the announcement in the developer side around your AI Center of Excellence. I screwed up the name of it, but your AI research lab that you're bringing online as well. And it would seem that there's a lot you can do, but there's still room for people who are developers who want to go beyond. And especially when you have to look at the fact you have the orchestration and you have the integration and a lot of that. It can be easy, like you said, citizen developers as well as more advanced developers.
Yes. It's just one big idea that motivates us is however you want to do AI, Workato's going to be there for you. And if you're in the business and you're in the demand gen team and you want genies to help you prospect and find new leads and get them into your SDR team to help you sell, no problem. That you can build Genie that way. But if you're an engineer and you prefer to write Python, you can just download some open source. An engineer, she can just go pick it up and start working with it. And Workato is going to be there for her too, giving her, for example, managed MCP servers. Because build your agent. Don't manage all the identity cruft and access control cruft that it sits outside of your MCP server. Get managed MCP servers Workato, and then write your agent in the code like she'd like to.
I think what you just said is really interesting. You said, however you want to make AI work for you. I would actually put that I would push that even further out and say, however you want technology to work for you, because I think when I was looking at the wonderful Genie demos that we've seen this week, it's so easy to use that I think some people eventually might not know that that's AI or what that is. They're just going to know they have this little helper in this tool. Their Dewey's just going to be there doing stuff.
Dewey will just do what Dewey does.
Yeah, no,
we've been playing with the lines. They sort of write themselves. Dewey does it and more. So they just keep coming. But that's a state I think we'd like to, is the tech could be a tool to get stuff done instead of all this stuff that's in our way of getting this stuff done. So I think that's the spirit. I hope AI really gets us there, gets us the outcomes. And people, I think, probably care over time less about how it all works. I don't know how my silicon on my iPhone works. It's like magic, but I really care about what it can do for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And also solving for real problems. That's also been at the forefront of the conversation. I bet that's one of the things that attracted you to come work here. It's so nice to hear that was Patricia's problem, or it was Maria's problem, because oftentimes, we see it in tech all the time, people are, I'm going to give a Field of Dreams reference since I spent the summer in Iowa. If just because you built it, they're not going to come. It doesn't work like that. You have to be able to demonstrate that real business impact right away. What problems are you currently trying to solve with Genies on your team?
That's a great question. Well, we do a lot of agentic code development on my team. So we write core code for our service and stuff. Actually, so one of the things we introduced yesterday was the Workato CLI, command line interface. Your viewers probably all know that, but it's a tool that developers can use to manipulate Workato configuration, move recipes in and out, control, like all the control plane operations that can control your Workato configuration. We actually vibe coded the first version of that. So it's pretty cool. We beat the CLI. And one of the things that the Jasper, the engineer that led that, did was not just build a CLI kind of for the 1973 Unix CLI world, but a CLI that would be used to tool, because we did a replit integration. So the CLI in this case, actually, one use case is the replit agent will call the Workato CLI. So, how does the CLI show up to make the replit agent really easy to use? It provides lots of hints with LLM-friendly natural language, like you did this, now this next step is probably to do this, and you should pass these parameters, which is exactly what an LLM needs, get that context, know how to use the tool. So we've done a lot of vibe coding. That's been a lot of fun. One of the things that my next things that we're going to tackle is, the team is going to tackle, is really bring our developer and builder community to life. So we have 600,000 or 700,000 builders around the world, developers of every background, from in the business all the way to hardcore code slinging people. And we want to bring them together as a community. So I want to make sure we really engage them and bring them appropriate content, and also collect their feedback and ideas. And we'll use Genies to run those processes for us.
And you're also, bringing out the developer sandbox and really focusing in on how, because we had one of the customers up there and they're like, we started out with the IT Genie and that got us 60% of the way there. And then we had to just do the other 40%. But again, it takes out a lot of, like you said, a lot of the toil of the different tooling that you have to do the connections to and things of that nature. Talk about the developer sandbox and really how people can get started.
It's funny. The developer sandbox is to solve one problem. No developer wants to press here to get a lead and have someone call you to get a trial edition. You want to click. You want to log in with your GitHub identity and boom, you're in. And I want to see what this product actually does. So luckily, we've solved that problem. It is 60 seconds to get a new Workato instance for free, 50,000 credits, it's about $1,000 value, a legit, serious value, and all the features. It's not a crippled product or anything, all the features in there. So developers can just go rock and roll, build MCP servers, build Genies, run Python code that, outside of Workato, that takes advantage of Workato, whatever they want. They can go, and so it's super exciting to get that out.
That is super exciting. Speaking of, I know the AI Research Lab is a fairly recent announcement. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, thanks. So to really help Workato and help our customers getting the leading edge in AI, we made a couple of investments, and we launched a Workato AI Research Lab in San Francisco. We're in the dog patch, so we're right where Illinois and Mariposa streets come together, right next to UCSF and the Chase Center. Uber is there, OpenAI is there, and most importantly, the Ramp Bar and Restaurant is there. Super fun place in San Francisco.
I have been there many times.
We're right next to the Ramp. Cool place. And it's this is a space where we're bringing together our AI researchers, our engineering teams, and our community teams and come together with customers, the developer community and partners. We'll be running meetups, multiple meetups a week. We'll be running Journal Club for AI researchers. I'm talking to customers, and we're bringing customers in to get hands-on and do design thinking exercises with our AI researchers and really figure out the genie and sort of like breakthrough AI research needed to tackle their problems. And thanks for bringing up, we also acquired a company, xmad.ai. We just closed the acquisition about 10 days ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, super exciting, and brought on some incredibly talented AI researchers that publish in NeurIPS and ICLR, and they're super skilled in some really important areas right now that we think will help us, not just be a consumer of LLMs with the weights as they're set from the factory, but really build the models and adjust and fine tune and post-train the models and even build our own models to help better fit customer needs. And specifically, and this sounds like tech mumbo jumbo, but it's actually a really big deal right now. They have expertise in a bunch of papers published on synthetic data generation. Synthetic data generation is a really big deal.
Yes.
A lot of companies we're doing this AI and we're gonna make sure it works great. And they have a few hundred set of examples of inputs and outputs they want. And that's great to get a rough cut and build a prompt. It's not really enough to have a really robust set of evaluation to know if it's good. And it's not enough to take a model and fine tune it to make a better model, or even you do reinforcement learning and really make a highly capable model in their area. So then you're sort of, these companies can be stuck where, they're different vendors, but all the vendors are sort of just ChatGPT wrappers or Anthropic wrappers. And so we want to make sure our customers have the leverage to go even further. If they have a specific business domain, if they have a specific agent behavior they want, we're going to help them get that into the weights. Yeah. So they have optimized agents. And so it's a great capability.
Do you see, because I think what I love about, Workato, and you and I shared a previous employer where you worked back from the customer, and you're always thinking about that. Workato does. We've heard it from every customer. It was always, hey, they're always there to listen to us and things like that. With the weights and the models and fine tuning, and you start to look at it because, the orchestration really came from master data management and some of the other things in the integrations from the iPaaS perspective moving forward into true orchestration and now agents. But do you see that this training and the customization, also the customers want this because there's sovereignty, there's different regulatory reasons, and all of these different things that you're hearing from the customers?
You probably hear this from talk to vendors and customers, but it's a really complex world right now. The technology is moving fast. The business is not waiting for delivery of AI. They want it tomorrow. Yeah. And it's a complex regulatory environment that we're in. It's super interesting. I think that the answer to the question, the root of it is actually one really important idea, and it's actually the leadership of the company. And the leadership of the company, Vijay Tella, he's why I'm here. This is amazing tech, but it's the people. And Vijay's humility, I think, sets the tone for the company, and it brings customers really close, and customers want to stay customers, and customers move from company to company, and they bring Workato with it. The partners come in our ecosystem, and they stay with us for a decade. I've known the company for more than a decade, since I was at Salesforce, and I really thought highly of Workato then, and the way they've grown is amazing. So I think it really starts from the culture and the humility, and what that leads to is the way we operate our business is we just really bring customers in. But honestly, some of all the big announcements on the stage yesterday are less exciting because we've been working with customers on them for over a year. There's 80 customers that have had this stuff for a year going hands-on with us. So there's a little bit of womp when we don't hold stuff back, we just develop in a really open way and bring customers in. Every customer meeting I've been in, the outcome is great, we'll come to your office, we'll sit down, we'll do it on a whiteboard, and if we don't have what you need, we'll put it in the product. And so in a fast-moving world, there's a lot of tech innovation, but listening to the customers and just being really humble in your approach, I think, is super valuable. And that's one of the things that brought me to Workato, is that approach.
I think that's something that's really resonated with both Rob and I all week. It is impossible to overstate how lovely your team is and how great the culture is. And Rob and I meet thousands of people all year long, every year in sequence. And I really feel like we've been a part of the family for this week, and and you can tell. I mean, I was so impressed. I think it was VJ up there yesterday when he said no one at Workato is going to lose their job because of AI. Your jobs are just going to all get better.
Yeah.
And that was it. I just wanted to. I'm going to continue screaming that from the rooftops and talking about y'all for a while to come after that, because I'm tired of the doom getting proliferated because people are hearing about certain layoffs, or like Atlassian just did this kind of creepy thing a couple days ago where they laid off 150 people because of AI, but then were ambiguous with the team and not transparent about why those roles were eliminated. And that doesn't do anything good for our industry. That doesn't do anything good for our progress. And it's so decidedly different at Workato that it is really refreshing.
Well, it's not our first go round. Like I'm new here, but it's an orchestration and automation company.
Mm-hmm.
So over a decade ago, it started by automating processes.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a worker that did a process step to step manually, that would sound really scary and disruptive. Oh no,
right.
You're going to automate, but that's not how it worked out. Like we saw it happen where the people had their process automated, could suddenly add more value, could supervise, could discover new things to tackle, could take those innovations internally and take them externally. Like nobody complains we're not triple stamping paper and pushing it around anymore,
or doing a calculator by hand, or like any of that stuff.
I saw a tweet once and it was like, no, I will not fax you the form. We just landed a school bus on Mars. It was like after one of the robots landed on Mars.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Like, the AI will be the same thing. You know, it's going to drive a lot of change. We're all learning to work in new ways. They're spooky good and spooky wrong sometimes, but if we harness them right in genies and orchestration and governance, we can take on give our employees new challenges in new areas. I deeply, deeply believe it. I've seen it, and I think that's what the community is finding.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that. All right, I got two final questions for you as we wrap up. Actually, in your personal life, if you could wave a wand and magically have a genie to take care of something in your life, what genie would you make?
You know, I think the calendaring might be the hardest problem in computer science. I now don't just have a calendar with my spouse and my kids, but as my dog needs to have a calendar, so we can manage her schedule. It's kind of complicated. Wow. You know, beautiful Bernese Mountain Dog, I love her, but I don't want her to be alone for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You know, it takes some intention. So if I have a developer meetup, this is good. The new office, I can bring my dog in. I'm very excited.
I was just going to say, I can't wait to meet this one.
I hope she's a fixture at our meetups. There's plenty of room in the new space, so I think she's going to like it. It's definitely far enough to throw a ball from one end to the other, but scheduling, I think scheduling and calendaring, I think is continues to be it's like the most open problem in computer science. Absolutely. I don't know if you can relate.
Oh, I can. I think we all can.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the things of, like you said, and having kids and wife and
even with just how much we travel. Like scheduling the dentist sometimes is hard.
Or trying to figure out all the different pieces that have to go while you're traveling, and sometimes I'm traveling and my wife is traveling, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how does this all come together besides the work related stuff?
And then there's the magic moment where my spouse can leave a car at the airport because they arrive an hour before me and I can take it home. That's like, that's
ideal.
like magic.
That would be magic.
That's optimal. Maybe it's suboptimal.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, either way, having the opportunity for that level of convenience is pretty delightful. All right, final question for you.
Yeah.
You're obviously just getting your feet wet at a very exciting time for Workato. When we're hanging out next year, Adam, on this news desk, what do you hope to be able to say at WOW 2026 that you can't say today?
Well, I think WOW 2026 will be 3 times bigger. I'm not exaggerating. You know, we're a company that has super trusted in the process orchestration space, but we're really emerging, I think, as an influential agentic player in this category that's up for grabs. Everybody's trying to figure out will really change how companies work. So the kind of attendees will be here is going to really grow and broaden. Way more developers with our big developer push, and we really make it easy to integrate Workato with whatever kind of AI technology a developer wants to work with. But also in the business dimension, the different verticals and industries as genies take off and are, we've seen the success we saw, with the customers like Lucid and Amplitude and SentinelOne, and we see more and more customers, hundreds and thousands of customers using them. I think it's going to be, I'm not sure we're going to fit. I'm a little worried about that, but
Joe's over there listening right now, like, oh boy.
It's really, I think it'll really be exciting, and I love a big tent, just personally. I learn a lot with all these people, all these different backgrounds and experiences. And so I think as a learning event, it's going to be super, super valuable and exciting, even beyond where we are today.
I love it. I love it, Adam. And I honestly, I really agree with you. I was having a really interesting conversation today. Someone was asking me as an analyst, what companies do I think are actually doing in Agentic rather than just talking about it? And y'all are punching above your size, I think, in a lot of different ways because you were ready for this and you've thought about it from a really smart lens. And I can tell why you joined the company.
We do.
We do. What a perfect closing note. Oh my goodness. Adam, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy week.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. This is super fun.
This is super fun. I'm excited to continue the conversation with you in the future. And Rob, thank you for always being a blast.
I try.
You succeed. And I hope all of you are having as much fun as we're having here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. It's day 2 of World of Workato here. My name's Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.